It's a pleasure to have you here. We are coming to you live from our studios in Kukumlimli on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 144. The details now. The Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, is blaming recent issues of debt on some of its prepaid meters on a reconciliation problem, but says the deductions are legitimate. In a statement, the company explains that it is possible to have debt on prepaid meters. We'll bring you details even as officials appeared earlier on the Super Morning Show. But first, listen to concerns from some customers who've been speaking to us since the start of the week.
Okay, so I came to buy prepaid, and then they are telling me that I'm owing 800 cedis. I don't understand. I don't get why I'm owing 800 cedis when I buy prepaid every time and I pay for it. I'm really confused. I don't know what is going on right now because I always buy prepaid. I pay. I buy the prepaid and I pay. So I don't get why I should come and buy prepaid today and I'm owing 800 cedis. 800 cedis. That is not a joke at all. It is not a joke at all.
This is really becoming unbecoming. Now, almost every time that, well, per chance, I'm not able to recharge and my lights go out, almost always, when you go back to recharge, they tell you that you are owing some amount. Then the last time it was somewhere 150 Ghana cedis that I was owing. Meanwhile, it had just gone off for like about a minute or two. Not long after that, they said I was owing. It wasn't the first time, it has been several times. Now, when first did I notice this? The first time I saw this was long after the president had announced that we were going to be getting some of our electricity bills absorbed. Very annoying. Every time, just recently, it happened to us that we were going to recharge when our lights were out. Then we realized that we were owing some amount of money. It becomes very annoying. When I don't have anything, I'm deciding to just have something small to buy. Then they have to deduct something again from it.
I think the thing I think we have issues. So we have issues with our connection. So we are pleading with ECG because for me, I don't understand. You understand? The thing is, yesterday we were just around, we were just watching TV, and then the lights went off. So we even thought it was, like normal light out. We were just waiting. We waited for almost 6 hours, and we went to check, and then they said, okay, so we owe. And which we use prepaid. So how this thing will happen? That is what we don't understand. So we think that there is an issue. There is an issue with the connection. So we are pleading with ECG. Please, we are begging them. They should come and work on this thing for us. They beg them. Wow.
I purchased prepaid, right? So unfortunately on Friday my lights went off, and I tried going to buy prepaid. Yeah. So to top up, and with prepaid, I don't think I'm supposed to owe, because when I owe, it goes off. So I tried buying some. I bought like 20 cedis, but I was later told I owe 200 cedis, and I don't really understand. So can you please help me understand?
So my mom sent me to come and buy our prepaid because our light got finished, and then I get here and then they are saying that the prepaid we are owing, and I don't understand how we are owing prepaid when it's we always buy our lights. I'm really frustrated. I don't even know what to say, because how are we owing? This is not postpaid. How are we owing if it's prepaid that we are using? And right now my mom is waiting for me home to bring back the credit, only for them to tell me that we are owing. I didn't know that with prepaid we had to be paying bills monthly and all that. So I really don't know what's going on. I don't know at all.
Well, the Electricity Company of Ghana has an explanation for customers who've been having these issues, and it says that a reply to the ECG must quickly resolve the challenges of prepaid customers, And it says its attention has been drawn to a media release on the 21st of December by the Institute of Energy Security to quickly resolve challenges of prepaid customers. Let me come to the fourth paragraph where it explains generally with ECG prepaid meters, money is deposited into a meter account and dispensed with an approved tariff till it's finished. Then the meter disconnects electricity supply till another deposit is made. In some minimal cases, the meter breaker stays connected and the meter continues to record the customer's consumption on a zero balance. And this, it says, can lead to debt. For some smart meters deployed in 2014 in parts of Accra, the money is deposited into the customer's account on a centralized server and gets dispensed only when the meter is remotely connected to the server. Delayed routine reconciliation due to failed remote communication between meters and the server automatically switches the meter into credit mode and allows the customers to consume electricity beyond their remaining credit. And it says this usually results in a negative balance when communication is restored between the server and the meter. So earlier today on the Super Morning Show, we had officials of the Electricity Company of Ghana responding to calls from some of you customers who've been suffering this. And first, let's take the response to the question of why the customer has to pay for a fault with the ECG's server.
We need to do more customer education for you to understand how the system works. For this type of meter, is a smart meter. When we say a smart prepayment meter, the issue is communication. We have money deposited into an account and the meter continues to work. So in some cases where there's a break in communication, the meter continues to work as a credit meter. And the day we come to the field and correct the communication issue, then it compares how much energy you have used as against the money you had deposited. Immediately it does that and finds out that, oh, we're supposed to only consume 200, but because of the break in communication, you've used more than 1,000 of your money.
Why should a break in communication now be my problem? Because now you're making me have to pay that money now before I get electricity. When through no fault of mine, that is, even if we admit that is a situation, why shouldn't you be, paying for the mistakes you've made?
There's value for every mistake. What I would say is that we are not penalizing customers for that. In view of that, customers that were supposed to have their advance payment, we would have got the money earlier. What happens is that in most cases, when this happens, even we schedule some payment terms.
Yes, we spread.
Something we should have received maybe 2 months earlier, we schedule it and we collect it even 8 or 10 months later. So in one way or the other, ECG, our revenue collection is affected because of this. What we need to tell customers is that what you are consuming, if you have an idea about your consumption, and for one reason or the other, the system does not break, the breaker does not break, continue to buy. That's what we educate customers on. As I indicated, it is not a lot of customers. These are very few customers with this situation.
Yes, Raymond, let me bring you in.
Forgive me, I need to ask this question
first.
Do. When did you first recognize that this problem was in existence?
Communication is something that we all live with. Sometimes you may try to call somebody, it doesn't go through. Doesn't mean that communication is constant. The system is that every day the meter is supposed to communicate.
Since we introduced smart meters, this has been happening. Is that what you're saying?
Yes and no. Communication is the backbone of the system. That's why I'm saying there are several reasons why you may not be able to get a meter connected when you want to read. Either the meter is off, or the modem is faulty, or there's no data in the SIM. So our system reads every day. So every day we have a percentage of meters that are online and offline.
I get your point.
And it changes with time.
Your statement made reference to, said for some smart meters deployed in 2014 in parts of Accra, the money is deposited into the customer's account on a centralized server and gets dispensed only when the money, the meter is remotely connected to the server. Delayed routine reconciliation due to failed remote communication between meters, and the server automatically switches the meter into the credit mode. That's what I'm asking. These meters specifically were introduced in 2014. Is that when the problem started?
It is not, I wouldn't say it is a problem. As I indicated, it's an explanation of how it works.
No,
it's supposed to read every day, once every day.
It's a problem for a simple reason.
Yes.
I go to buy credit because I'm expecting that using 100 cedi for 30 days should be enough.
Yeah.
Anything beyond that, you cut me off so that I know I'm going to purchase again. You buy some, and you say it's a problem here. Delayed communication between your systems gives me, whether it is the case or not, extra credit for the days that you only determine I have used. I am saying that it beats the entire idea behind the prepaid system. Again, I'm asking you, when did this start? So that we know the scope of the problem. And you also said that there are some specific meters. Which areas are these meters supposed to be, or they are spread across the country? I know that there isn't a single person supplying meters in the country. We know that. Institutions. Which institutions specifically, which meters have supplied these ones are the problem? That is the question I'm asking you. First, when did we first see the problem? Secondly, which institutions' meters are causing this problem? And thirdly, what has been done specifically to fix it? Because you say you are now deploying people to go and fix it. And you are mentioning 2014 as the period where these meters were deployed. So that's why I want the timelines clarified.
Yes, we started the installation in 2014. And every day we do some installations. So the numbers have increased. The percentage, as I indicated, maybe 2%. So if at that time we had only installed 1,000, 2% would be a small number. So it was manageable. But as and when the numbers were increasing, we realized that now there's the number of customers complaining were more. So we have got people on the field to go and rectify this. So that's what I can say.
Not change the source of the meter, because I thought that's the problem.
The faulty meters are replaced. We replace the faulty meters, but communication is an issue that ECG as a company, we don't run the communication. We depend on the telcos. As much as possible, there are other gadgets you also need in a communication link for it to work. So if it is a modem, which is a physical component in our meter, we change them. If it is data, we try and get data onto the system. So as I indicated, this is a routine activity we do. The meters try to communicate with the server twice every day. So in the morning you may try, it may not get, maybe in the evening it will get. That's why I'm saying these are, you may have some delayed ones, but most of them you are having the communication working. In view of that, they have the updated status of the money they have in the system as against the consumption. But if it is delayed, as you indicated, for let's say 3 months, then that means your meter has worked for 3 months without recourse to how much money you had in your account. So the moment we rectify that communication, maybe it was a modem and replace and put a new one in, then the communication is established. It sends the readings into the server and it compares and realizes that, oh.
How do I independently verify these so-called readings that have happened over the period you said there was lack of communication?
They are on your meters. Everybody can have access to read. We give you user manuals, and the user manual indicates how you can read your meters. You can check on your daily consumption. So what I advise is that those who have this situation, we would start by helping you give us your meter number and account. If there are specific ways of training you how to verify, you can do that. You get your energy consumption, as we are saying. You can see that whether the notification you get still tells you, even after you've used your energy, that it is still the same amount.
One last point. You deliver service to people.
Yes.
Like the telcos will do. Yes. If there's a major problem like this happening on my network, how they appease me is not to say, Raymond, pay more. They actually rather, on the other side, say that we were wrong in the billing processes and this is what has happened. So this is how we compensate you. Why do you put the burden entirely on the consumer in this case, who's had no contribution at all to the problem?
Let's separate the two, as I keep on saying. You have consumed the electricity. The only thing is that you were supposed... No, the meter is there. That's why I indicated that we even have a channel where if you have a doubt about the accuracy of the measurement, we take our technical team from our meter lab to come with the instruments. You witness it yourself and we give you the information. If you have a technical person to represent
and all of this is done by you. I mean, I just want to be clear.
No, we do that with a witness. If you can get any witness on your side, we do that, we support that. And you will see that the issue is not about the accuracy. It is the issue that the meter was supposed to have tripped, and it didn't trip.
And that's a problem. I mean, at some point, you have to admit that that's a problem.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And if you admit it's a problem, then it's either you are changing that particular system, giving us within this period, in 6 months, we'll fix the problem. And you'll be able to continue with the system that you have. Not the kind of communication that suggests that, well, it's a problem, but you have to bear the burden. We are trying to fix it as and when it comes up. And we do not have specific timelines of when you're going to permanently fix this. That cannot be how you are telling people who are accessing services from you.
I beg to differ on that. You see, it is I see that as you indicated that it's a burden because what the meter should have tripped. That's why I said we need customer education. It is not for all meters. This is for some particular meters.
Which can be replaced. So 2% can be replaced. So why has it not been replaced? I mean, that's the question I'm asking you. Why should people go through the same thing and be repeated and being told that this is how we are fixing it, and yet you have not replaced these meters and gotten the problem fixed permanently?
We would address as the faulty ones, we usually change them. And as I indicated, the communication aspect is something we would work on and improve. Once we improve upon this will be a thing of the past. We are on the ground, and that is why you are seeing
when
that
are you going to do that? Are there timelines on that? When are you going to do the final improvement?
You hear there's an outcry that people are saying they are getting these huge bills. What does it mean? That means we've worked on the communication, and the meter is throwing back information to the server. So our team are on the ground now. And things that we delayed doing because of COVID and other issues, now some people 6 months consumption, they never had it, and they were using the meter as a credit.
So let me get to some of our let me get to our listeners, because the phone lines are beeping. I mean, people want to since you are telling them they should bring their people are ready. Yes. So let's get to Harriet.
And those were ECG officials speaking earlier on the Super Morning Show. Away from electricity, it's been almost 6 months of free water supply to all citizens to help reduce the impact of coronavirus. But all too soon, the freebies will be over. And so while you wine and dine this Christmas, remember that on Thursday, the 31st of December, which is exactly 8 days away, the Ghana Water Company Limited would cease government's free water supply to all and sundry. After 31st, you will be billed for water consumed. Here on News Desk, we ask what has changed, because the pandemic is still with us. Stanley Mate is PRO of the Ghana Water Company Limited. He joins the show via Zoom. Thank you so much for joining the program, Mr. Mate. Just tell us more about why the water company is ending this free water supply.
Thank you very much for having me as well. Okay, I think we all are aware that the President's directive was for the free water services to end at the end of 2020, is 31st of December 2020. And so per our calendar, our billing calendar, that's the Ghana Water Company with the billing calendar, it should end on the last meter reading date for December. So all customers must take note that when your meter is read the last time this month, and that marks the end of the free water services. So that is the information for you. And so as a result, we are asking that all vendors, after the last meter reading, must start selling as previously they were doing. Same as landlords who were also asked to give out the water to tenants for free, may also have to start collecting their bills or collecting.
Hello, Mr. Mate. Too bad we've lost him there, but as you heard him rightly mention, this is in accordance with the President's directive for this to end in 2021, and they're ending on the 31st because they have to do so on their last meter reading date, which is on the 31st of December. Well, I understand we have Mr. Mate back. Sorry, we lost you there a bit, Mr. Mate. Hello? Well, unfortunately, we still have issues with that line. But that was PRO of the Ghana Water Company Limited, Stanley Marty, speaking to us there about the free water the president announced as a result of COVID-19 to end on the 31st of December. Well, we've been able to raise Mr. Marty on phone now. Sorry about the loss there, Mr. Marty. So just give us or tell us what you were saying in the ending part of your submission.
Okay, so like I said, after the last meeting, we expect that all water vendors will see giving out the water for free, and then landlords will also see giving out the water for free. And then, but the good aspect of the whole thing is that this festive season, there will be no disconnection of water services to any property. But after January, then we expect that everybody will pay Christmas bills the way that they should. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Marty. Hello?
Hello. Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, are you still there? Great. So we just, right before we raised you on the line, we were just having a conversation with ECG officials about some issues with their some of their prepaid meters. You just spoke about the fact that you'll be reading the meters on the final day of the month, which will be 31st. If we do...
Let me correct it.
All right, that's great. Please clarify that.
The billing cycle, or billing calendar, the last meter reading for this month, it could be tomorrow, it could be the day after, depending on where you live, or where the district, and when the meter reader will be in your property or your premises to read the meter. So any moment from now, when the last meter reading is done for December, then that marks the end for the free water for you.
Okay.
So some may get additional days, some may get additional 2 days. But we are hoping that the last meter will be read on 31st December, and then at the end of every year. Okay, so
I was just coming to that. So for persons whose meters may not be read by 31st, I mean, maybe an unforeseen challenge, what happens to them? Do they get to enjoy the extra days?
Your question again, please.
I'm asking, if you're not able to read somebody's meter by the 31st of December due to unforeseen circumstances, what happens in that situation?
Then the person may get additional day or 2 for free, but the last meter reading will have to be done on or before 31st of December.
Okay, so in addition to this announcement of free water, there was also the inclusion of water tankers providing communities that were underserved. Looking at the fact that COVID is still lurking, is that service still available? Can people still call and say, please, can you bring us some water?
Okay, so the water tanker services will actually end on the 31st of December. What we have to note is that we send the bills to the government for payment. And beyond the 1st of December, government will not be paying again. So we'll still be supplying the free water with our tankers into the reservoirs that we mount within the community. So we still serving those tankers for free. But then after 31st, it will not be for free again. What we've done is that we've had vendors who are going to mount those reservoirs, so that even after 31st, the reservoirs will still be there, but then the water will be sold to anybody who goes there to fetch water.
What if I'm willing to pay for the tanker services? Would you come to my home with water?
Oh, yes, there are a lot of tanker services available.
No, I don't mean other or private ones, because sometimes people don't trust the quality of water.
Ghana Water Company Limited, our fleet of tankers are limited, and we actually use them for essential services like hospitals and schools and other essential service providers. Okay, so I cannot guarantee. If anybody is to do a request when the tanker is not busy, then that request can be taken on. But then if the tankers are busy, or even if that request is taken on prior priority will be given to essential service providers when they make the request.
I appreciate your time here this morning. Stanley Mate is Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Water Company Limited, and he was just sharing more details, even as the company has announced that the free water supply, as announced by President Akufo-Addo, due to COVID-19, will be ending on the 31st of December. Now, the Bono East Regional House of Chiefs has condemned the shooting incident at the Tichiman South Collation Center, which led to the death of 2 persons, leaving others injured. The House, through its president, Pimapim Yao Kabrese V, appealed to aggrieved parties to seek redress through legal means, adding the House is teaming up with other stakeholders to bring a lasting solution to the matter. Correspondent Anasa Peters more in this report.
The Bono East Regional House of Chiefs had, through its president Pimampim Yao Kabrese V, congratulated the people of the region for their participation in the just ended presidential and parliamentary elections.
Congratulate the entire people of Bono East region for coming out to exercise their democratic rights during the 7th of December 2020 presidential and parliamentary elections. It is relevant to indicate that there are no winners and losers in these elections. It is Ghana that has carried the day, and we should be proud of it.
The House, however, condemned the political violence at the Tichiman South Collation Center that led to the death of 2 persons, leaving several others injured.
Even though there was a massive turnout, the House would like to condemn the unrest that led to an alleged shooting incident leading to loss of lives in the regional capital, Tichiman. The House shares its sympathy with the bereaved families that were faced with the untimely deaths.
Pimampim Yao Kabrese V called on aggrieved political parties to seek redress through laid-down procedures in order to maintain the peaceful atmosphere of the country.
The House is aware of the concerns of some political parties about the outcome of presidential and parliamentary elections results declared by the Electoral Commission, leading to numerous demonstrations by some members and supporters of some political parties. After the results were declared, this had created tension in the country, which is likely to damage a good image gained over the years. It is the wish of the House to inform all dissatisfied candidates or political parties to endeavor to seek redress by using the laid-down processes and procedure for the settlement of electoral disputes.
The House again assures that it is teaming up with other stakeholders to find a lasting solution to the outstanding issues.
It is prudent that all political parties leaders must also urge their supporters to remain calm and act within the confines of the electoral process. The House is hereby calling on all the people of Bono East region to remain calm whilst the House teams up with the other stakeholders to jojo for a possible solution to the misunderstanding issues. Together, we can make it.
Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit, Tichiman.